Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. According to the meaning of a hadith narrated in Tirmidhi, the Prophet ﷺ said that man's feet will not move on the day of resurrection before he is asked about his life. How did he consume it? His knowledge? What did he do with it? His wealth? How did he earn it? And how did he dispose of it? And about his body? How did he wear it out? In this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ gives us some important lesson. Number one is that we need to be careful about the way we spend our life. We should not be wasting time in this world. The last thing we want is to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and realizing that we don't have anything to offer, we don't have anything to show. Yes, there are many things that look beautiful in this world, and I mentioned it right at the beginning of Ramadan about wealth, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has acknowledged that there are many things that in this world that look beautiful, that has been made beautiful. Wealth, children, uh, you know, uh, various assets such as gold, silver, etc. However, despite that, despite the attractiveness, we need to ensure that we never move away from our objective. We never move away from uh, from worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today we live in a world where we keep on being told that we need to occupy ourselves. How are we being told this? Well, if you think about it, we live in a world of consummation. We are always told, how to spend our time, how to do this, how to spend time at work, how to spend time outside of work, how to, um, maybe go out, take a walk, go to the gym, um, spend some time with your family, spend some time, uh, for, with yourself, watching TV, meditate, you know, um, rest, etc., etc. Go out, go on holidays, even uh, because the International Day of Laughing is coming up. There are experts who says that a person should aim to try to laugh on a daily basis for around 15 minutes because it is so called good for your health. The problem with these things is that although I'm not denying that their benefit, and I also do not deny the fact that a person, a human being, needs to have uh, a certain level of distraction in his life, and he should also try to spend his life in the things, by doing things that he enjoys himself. At the same time, society does not teach us or does not encourage us to give the time of our life to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no such encouragement. And by the end of it, if we are to follow every advice that experts are giving or society is telling us to do, that you need to divide your day between work and family and hobbies, this and that, but then by the end of it, if you add all these hours all together, then there's nothing left between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How much time are you spending with him? When do you actually get to pray your salah? When do you actually get to read your Quran and meditate and and, uh, trying to remember him, etc.? When do you get to even do that? So we have to be very careful in the way that we are spending the time of our life. There are people, again, and it comes back because obviously these series were mainly advices for traders and investors. We need to also remember that although seeking halal and making money is good, is encouraged, it does not mean that we just keep our time, in doing that. There is a time for everything. There are people all day long, they are always looking, at what the market is doing. They're always talking uh, about market update, always talking about stock, debating with people, always talking about crypto, this and that. But that's not how a believer should be spending his time all day long. So we need to do a lot of things in our life in terms of work, in terms of hobbies, etc. However, we should not be in a position where all these things are taking over our life and is taking us away from remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that we are going to ask about our knowledge. What did we do with it? Again, there are people that do have knowledge, and with with the age of internet, there are many things that are accessible. You know, there are a lot of things that we probably didn't know before, and that now we are being made aware of because of how accessible internet has been for many of us. And however, having knowledge is one thing. Seeking knowledge is paramount for a believer, for a Muslim. But the implementation is one thing, is another thing. Okay? Today, we have knowledge, like many of us do have knowledge. Whether we are putting these things in practice or not is questionable. In fact, sometimes not only we don't put it in practice, but sometimes we go even against it. So take, for example, interest. There are many people that know that interest is haram. However, they do not feel satisfied with the way they're making money in a halal manner, and therefore they feel that it is okay to also earn money through haram means, and therefore they make interest become halal for themselves by saying that there is no interest happening here. Okay, and this is completely wrong. So having knowledge is not, although is a very good thing, but we must realize the weight of it. By having knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also going to ask us about it. So what did you do with it? What was the point of paying for all these courses? Seeking knowledge, about the Quran, about the Hadith, etc., etc. What would have been the point of all that if we are unable to put any of it in practice, or even worse, we are in a position where we are actually going against the knowledge that we have acquired. Then the Prophet ﷺ tells us that we are going to be asked about how we earned the money. We're going to be asked about our wealth. Not only we're going to be asked about how we have earned this wealth, meaning did we earn it in a halal manner or not, or did we earn it through haram means? We are going to be asked about it. We must realize that. We must realize that we are going to be asked about it. Sometimes we overlook at these things. We don't realize that, you know, why am I going to be asked about it? Why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he ask me about, you know, where did I get my money from? But we are going to be asked about it. And we don't realize this. And this is why then eventually when we are working and we are taking on some jobs, we don't realize that the job that we are taking sometimes is either haram or it has certain element of haram in it. Similarly, there are many people, especially like in the UK, for example, there are many people they have pension fund and they don't know anything about it, and they don't even seem to care. They don't even seem to bother. And the problem with that is the pension contribution is being made in haram avenues, and nobody is realizing that. Nobody seems to care about it. Nobody seems to be asking the question that my money for 20 or 30 years that it is being invested in haram industries. By the end of it, once I'm going to retire, the money that I'm going to be living on until I actually die, some of it would have been earned, through haram means. How can we actually live with ourselves thinking that it's okay to do that? Or how can we live with ourselves thinking that, it's something minor, like we feel that, you, it's okay that we don't even think about it, or it's okay that it doesn't even cross our mind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask us, how did we earn our wealth? Not only that, even if you have earned your wealth in a halal manner, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also going to ask us, what did you actually do with this money? How did you spend it? Who did you give it to? Did you actually give your zakat? If you earn money, you had wealth, did you actually spend it in the wrong way or in the right way? What did you buy with it? Did you buy anything haram with it? Or did you spend it in a way that it was weakening Islam, for example? You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to ask us not only about our wealth in general, but He's going to ask us, how did we earn this money and where did we actually spend it? And finally, the Prophet ﷺ tells us that we are going to be asked about our body and what did we do with it, you know. And this is again something very important, because today there are people, uh, they do all sorts, they do all sorts with the body. uh, they make changes to it, you know. They feel that they own the body to the extent that nobody should be questioning them about what they should be doing with it, or nobody should be questioning them about how they should, how they should be feeding it, or nobody, they may feel that they shouldn't be asked about how, they should manage their body. That is fine. That is fine. Maybe no one among the human being have a right to ask you about it. Maybe that is the case. But by the end of it, there is someone who is going to be asking you about it, and that is your Lord, the one who's actually giving you that body. You're going to be asked about your body by the ones who's giving you it. And what are you going to tell him? Do you actually feel that your body is truly your body? Don't you realize that nothing actually belongs to us? It has been given to us. And it has been given to us not to just do it what we really want with it, but we have to do it and we have to use it in a specific way that is pleasing to the one who's given us this body. So we need to start asking ourselves, this sort of question: that what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my time? What am I doing with my wealth? And what am I doing with my body? Am I truly, as a believer, as a Muslim, am I truly utilizing them in a way that is the most pleased to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or not? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the correct understanding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us health and wealth. And on this, I will wish you all an Eid Mubarak, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all and your family. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.